Good evening, folks. In the stupidest stories of this year, this has to be up there as being quite possibly the stupidest one that I have decided to, for some reason, cover. And it's about PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, has warned against using speciesist phrases and proposed alternatives. And social media is just lighting them up, as they should be. I'm reading this article from USA Today. Let's just get through it. Just as it became, and this is what PETA tweeted, just as it became unacceptable to use racist, homophobic, and or ableist language, phrases that trivialized cruelty to animals will vanish as more people begin to appreciate animals for who they are and start bringing home the bagels instead of the bacon. WTF? What? The suggestion didn't stop at bagels. PETA actually tweeted a chart, which you'll see show up behind me, of instead of saying this, say this. And some of the things that they had were, instead of saying kill two birds with one stone, feed two birds with one scone. Instead of saying be the guinea pig, say be the test tube. Instead of saying beat a dead horse, feed a fed horse. Instead of saying bring home the bacon, bring home the bagels. And instead of saying take the bull by the horns, say take the flower by the thorns. And really, as if the United States and the world in general doesn't have enough eggshells to step on, you just added a couple more, literally and figuratively. Now we have more eggshells to avoid. Literally. Come on, are you serious? In Andy's voice, are like, what is happening here? So they continue to say that. So here are some of the responses. Let me get through some of the responses. The internet obviously laughed and objected. Any chance you had of getting my respect is gone. One Twitter user wrote, "This tweet of yours equating speciesism with racism, homophobia, and ableism is deeply disturbing." I wouldn't call it disturbing as much as I would just call it completely stupid. There's a thin line between standing up for something you believe in and just thinking you can just take it and run with it to the point where you just have the right to do this, to really think that this is actually gonna fly. I'm not sure who all sat in the boardroom and came up with this, but it is the dumbest of dumb propagandas that I've ever seen. Is propaganda is even a word? Critics said the tweets diminished violence against people of color, the LGBTQ community, and individuals with disabilities. DeRoot even called it the whitest tweet ever. And yeah, I'd probably have to agree. I'm sure there are black people in PETA, but yeah, this is the most creative thing I have ever seen. People that are probably very privileged ever put out. I mean, my goodness. One person said, "I'm sorry, did PETA just compare the phrase bring home the bacon to racism, or am I reading this wrong?" And no, Amy Rodriguez, you're not reading it wrong. PETA has literally lost their damn minds. And someone else said, "Coming from a vegetarian, this reduces the harmfulness of homophobia and transphobia and racism by equating it to verbal animal abuse, and I hate it." And here's the thing. No one's actually looking at a horse and saying, let's not beat a dead horse. No one's looking at a pig and say, bringing home the bacon. This isn't, the Christmas tree in the Minneapolis Police Department being laced with racist stereotypical type items. The animals don't have access to the internet. Let's just start off with that first and foremost. So they're never ever going to look at these things. The second thing is animals don't understand our human language. Now, for the argument that, well, because we say things like kill two birds with one stone, people think it's acceptable. When's the last time you've actually killed a bird with a stone? When's the last time anyone's killed a bird with a stone because they heard that phrase? When's the last time you've gone out to a farm and beat a dead horse because you heard the phrase? Or you actually, well, we actually do bring home bacon because people do like bacon, but we've been doing that without even hearing the phrase. The phrase came from the fact that people bring home food and put it on the table. Should we do that for corn? Should we just, where does it end? Where does it end, folks? Where does it end? Because it started with PETA, and now it's gonna go further and further. This is a disease. I honestly believe that political correctness has become a disease that is good for some, But for others, they just take it and they abuse it. They abuse it and abuse it and abuse it. And this is what we get. It's amazing that this has happened, but I'm so glad that PETA is taking heat for it. Apparently they just didn't stop. They continued with a couple more tweets, basically saying, to the haters with so much negativity in the world, why not lighten up and use language in a way that encourages being kind to animals, with an emoji with the heart eyes. And to me, I just say, PETA, just shove it. I don't even know of any anti-animal language to use anymore. But this is just crazy, absolutely crazy. To me, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you going to stop using anti-animal language? I get it. Like, we shouldn't be cruel to people. We shouldn't be cruel to animals, but we use animals as food. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've looked at being a vegetarian or a vegan. It's not a bad lifestyle, but I don't think eating meat is a bad lifestyle either. Everything in moderation. But where PETA's going to this far, far away place, this is just ridiculous to me. Absolutely ridiculous. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out. If I can actually end the video, I'll say peace out again.